is a very warm and heartfelt welcome to all of you to the 12th Annual Muslim News Awards, and thank you for joining us this evening at this wonderful venue in the heart of central London.
As is customary, we will begin proceedings with recitation from the Holy Quran, which will be recited in Arabic by Hussein Jumma and translated by Abna Kurji.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ذكر رحمة ربك عبده زكريا إذ نادى ربه نداء خفيا قال رب إني وهن العظم مني واشتعل الرأس شيبا قال رب إني وهن العظم مني واشتعل الرأس شيبا ولم أكن بدعائك رب شقيا وإني خفت الموالي من ورائي وكانت امرأتي عاقرا فهب لي من لدنك وليا يرثني ويرث من آل يعقوب واجعله رب رضيا يا زكريا إنا نبشرك بغلام اسمه يحيى لم نجعل له من قبل صدق الله العلي العظيم.
Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the kind, the merciful. The Quran we have just heard is verses 1 to 8 in Surah Maryam, the chapter in the Quran named after Mary, mother of Jesus. She is the only woman identified by name in the Quran, highlighting her importance and status in the eyes of God. The chapter begins by the use of symbol letters, the meanings of which are hidden. Kaf, Ha, Ya, Ain, Sad. The chapter then continues, "This is a mention of the mercy of your Lord to his servant Zechariah. When he called to his Lord a private supplication, he said, 'O my Lord, indeed my bones have weakened and my head has filled with white hair. But never have I been unhappy in my supplication to you, my Lord. And indeed, I fear the successors after me, and my wife is barren. So give me from yourself an heir, who will inherit me and inherit from the family of Jacob. And make him, my Lord, pleasing to you.' His prayer was answered, 'O Zechariah, indeed we give you good tidings of a son, whose name shall be John. We have not given that name to anyone before him.' He said, 'My Lord, how shall I have a son when my wife is barren and I have reached extreme old age?' Sadaqallahul Aliyyul Azim.
Tonight we are celebrating the achievement of Britain's 2.8 million Muslims. We are diverse and vibrant communities with contributions to British society, including today's thriving coffee culture, which harks back as far as the 16th century, when drinking coffee and wearing Muslim garb was considered the height of fashion.
And to making the best lemon drizzle cake in the land, and that is Nadia saying on MasterChef. Actually, I heard that she's actually making the cake for the Queen's 90th, which is tomorrow, so I wish her happy birthday for that. Tonight's awards will cover a diverse range of awards, 15 awards in total. We'll aim to finish at about 9 o'clock for dinner. To make sure things run smoothly tonight, as always, there are a bunch of house rules that I really need you guys to follow. The first thing is please remain in your allocated seats. Some seats have been allocated due to dietary requirements and people coming late. And there are some sponsor tables where they've got other guests. Winners, we celebrate your achievements tonight, but could you please keep your speeches to less than a minute long? I'm not sure the rest of the audience will be happy to be delayed with their lovely dinner tonight, so please keep your speeches less than a minute long. Fire exits are marked around the room, the little green man or the white man with the green sign to the back of the room. We will break for Maghrib and all food tonight is halal. If you need anything at all, you'll see dotted around the room lots of lovely, smiling volunteers with green badges. Do ask them if you need any help at all.
Right, so we've got the house rules out of the way. I have a request for you. Can you guys all grab your phones? I know they're there. I know they're on the table.
Everyone's got a mobile phone.
Grab your phone, and I want you guys to first put them on silent. But open the camera application. And I want everyone right now to take a little selfie, and Yasser and I are going to demonstrate with all of you.
Didn't quite
I
work.
didn't have to talk then. There we go. Okay. Right. And we will be tweeting. We'll be on Facebook and on Instagram with the hashtag Inspiring Muslims. And we really want to get the message message out there that British Muslims are proud to be Muslim, proud to be British, and are making huge contributions to society. So grab your selfie and start tweeting straight away.
We will be checking on your Twitter later on, and we will be presenting a few of the choice pictures. And oh look, I see a little group happening over there. Excellent. Why does everyone else join in too? Excellent. To start our journey this evening, we're delighted to introduce the very talented Dr. Amar Halal. Dr. Halal described himself as a self-motivated musician, channeling his life experience of war, sanctions, and migration to music, specifically the Iraqi maqam, a music form that originates from the main cities of Iraq and depicts the classical and traditional Sufic music of Iraq. Can you please welcome on stage Dr. Amar Halal.
Thank you very much. That was introduced a piece from Iraqi Maqam called Hajaskar. And I shall play another piece now, also from improvisation from Iraqi Maqam.
Thank you very much, Dr. Amar Alao. I think you'd like to go on, but time is short. I definitely felt some of those melancholic notes from the history. So let's start with the first award this evening. The first award this evening is the Malcolm X Young Persons Award, and will be presented by Riyaz Ismail, the trustee of the Salam Centre, who kindly sponsored this award.
The winner of the Malcolm X Young Persons Award for Excellence is Saif Abbas Chatru.
As an energetic student organizer at his local Madrasa Islamic School in Stanmore, North London, Saif Abbas Chatru has distinguished himself for his entrepreneurial zeal and his commitment to community cohesion. Saif Abbas has mentored peers and younger learners in over 20 workshops on issues ranging from the environment and entrepreneurship to medical ethics and travelogues. He also organised a workshop where 50 students learnt about the challenges women face during childbirth from Professor Ari Kumarasamy, a leading clinician whose research has been implemented to save mothers' lives in East Africa and Asia. Save the Bus organised the sale of roses to the madrasa learners and raised over £750 through this initiative to fund the speaker's life-saving work. And Save the Bus has demonstrated his commitment to interfaith understanding by coordinating a workshop at his madrasa by a leading Christian theologian and a rabbi.
Thank everyone for this award, and I'm really glad that I was nominated, let alone shortlisted. There are three people that I'd really like to thank. The first person I want to thank is my dad for driving me every single day since the age of 4 to madrasa, waking up at 8 o'clock to get me there. The second person I want to thank is my mum, because my mum's the one that's instilled my faith in me, and that's so important. Being part of the madrasa and giving back to it has always been really important. And third person, or group of people that I'd like to thank, are those who work with me at the Higher Education Department of the Shia Kanasi Madrasa. In particular, Mukhtar Karim. He's been my mentor and now my colleague, and I'm really grateful to say that I've been able to work with him over the last 2 years. So thank you very much.
Congratulations. How does it feel to win an award tonight?
Yeah, it feels really amazing. I mean, all of the nominees for our category were really amazing, and I think I'm really grateful, firstly, that I got the award, but also they were equally deserving.
And where's your motivation come from? Because you've been working a lot and you're facilitating workshops to deliver them, so where has that drive come from?
So I was actually a student. I actually started the madrasa when I was 4 myself, but in the last 2 years, being part of the Higher Education Department, I wouldn't say I was a student that turned up every week, but I was definitely a student that took it forward afterwards. And I really got enjoyment from firstly teaching, and secondly just being able to make a difference. It's changed my personality a lot as well.
And what do you think can be done in order to bridge the gap between Muslims and the non-Muslim community?
I think that's something we're really focusing on. Giving Muslim children in particular the choice to actually attend these lectures and classes, I think is really important. If you're not forcing them and you're giving them that option, we actually call them young adult learners, not students. And it means that, I myself am only 18, but I'm able to bridge that gap, the age gap first, and after that I think that's where we can bridge outside, interfaith, but also intrafaith is so important.
And what's next for you?
So hopefully I'll be a medical student in September, but for now I'm going to focus on my A-levels.
Perfect. And how are you finding this evening?
I'm finding it really great actually. It's the first time I'm here, but a couple of my friends are actually helping out, and I've heard of it before. I was actually very lucky to meet Mr. Versi previously, and I think it's an honour to be here today.
And what are you looking forward to the most?
Well, obviously the food.
Obviously.
I think that's what everyone says.
Yeah, that's what everyone says.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thanks.
Our next award is the Uthman Danfodia Award for Excellence in Community Development, and it's an award for a person, project or initiative aimed at raising the quality of life for Muslims locally or nationally. This award is sponsored by Muslim Hands and will be presented by Sayyid Yasrab Dawood Shah, the Manager of Special Projects for Muslim Hands.
The winner of the Uthman Danfodia Award for Excellence in Community Development is MADE, Muslim Action for Development and Environment.
One of the few Muslim organizations working in this field, Muslim Action for Development and Environment, or MADE, is a Muslim-led movement of young people who want to see our community leading the fight against global poverty and injustice. It has pioneered change in dynamic, creative, and impactful ways with young Muslims, as well as gained the acclaim of leading bodies like Oxfam and hard-earned international development funding from the government. There are many campaigns that MADE can highlight, including the creation of a completely unique curriculum for Muslim schools and youth groups to teach them about key global issues and support them to campaign for change. The initiative received an award from Think Global earlier this year. It has also established an award scheme for UK mosques to recognise action to become more environmentally friendly. So far, 10 mosques have achieved the award, with a further 8 on track to complete it by the end of the year. Maid is also one of the founding members and inaugural chair of Muslim Climate Action.
So thank you very much for the award. I want to start with thanking Allah firstly, and also a big thank you to everyone for this unique award recognising excellence in community development. Excellence is one of those standards that we uphold at MAID, and we do this to address the issues of social and environmental justice. Whether that is looking at the rights of the workers being paid a fair wage, or the unfair trade laws that continue the cycle of poverty globally, or even the excessive consumption of finite resources resulting in millions of climate refugees and the destruction of the earth, we at MAID want to see a world that is just and sustainable, that is governed by the values and principles that unite all of humanity. Once again, thank you for the award. We pray that God accepts our work and the work of our committed and passionate volunteers. And I will end with the following verse which summarises our work. Allah does not change the condition of a people until they change that which is within themselves. Thank you very much.
Firstly, congratulations on your award. How does it feel to have such a prestigious and inspirational organisation win for this evening?
It's really fantastic news to get this award, and we're grateful to Allah firstly, and to everyone who nominated us and also chose us for this award. We just hope that Allah accepts our work, and that we continue to do the work that we've been doing so far, and really try and tackle the issues of injustice at the root causes.
So tell us about adding a curriculum for Muslim schools. If it's successful, would you branch out to all schools?
Yes, definitely. So our Beacon Awards scheme, we've been running that now for 1 year, but the education program has been running for about 3 years now. And alhamdulillah, we've worked with over 5,000 young Muslims who've actually learnt about issues to do with global injustice. So things like trade justice, fair trade, workers' rights, looking at the poverty line and a few other things. And after learning about those issues, they've also been learning how to campaign as well. So the aim is to learn about these topics and then to take it forward through campaigning and try and change things from the root causes. But again, that requires education. So alhamdulillah, we would definitely take it out to other schools. We've actually been quite successful in the sense that although we've worked with over 20 Muslim schools, we've got another 20 on our waiting list. We're currently working with another 7, another 7 coming up. Quite a number of them got the Gold Award, Silver Award as well, the Beacon Award, which recognises the global education work that they're doing in their schools.
That's amazing. So what is MAID doing currently to fight global poverty and injustice? And what can we do as a community to help further?
So we run a number of campaigns to try and get young people engaged on these issues. So recently, one of our campaigns that we're running at the moment is a digital campaign and a live campaign called Every Garment Has a Name, which looks at the cost of the fashion industry and how the clothes that we wear has a cost, because the people who actually produce those clothes or who make our clothes get paid a very low wage. If anything, it continues the cycle of poverty, and there's also a large amount of exploitation. As Muslims, workers' rights is such a key part of our faith, and that giving the right to the worker is really important. So these are the types of campaigns that we do, and that's running at the moment, where young Muslims are not only putting up a collage of themselves supporting fashion revolution and the rights of the workers. We're also going to be going outside of H&M with other non-Muslim and not Muslim organisations like War on Want, Labour Behind the Label and Fashion Revolution and others, where we'll be protesting for the rights of the workers to be considered. So these are some of the actions that people can get involved with. They can do the campaign, they can get involved in a digital campaign, and we do a number of different campaigns as well.
That's all amazing stuff. How are you finding this evening?
It's been great. It's my first time. Never been to something like this before. It's interesting to see how it's all come together. Obviously, we got letters some months ago, and seeing how it is today. So it's going really well, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the evening.
What are you looking forward to the most?
Well, everyone says food, but I don't think it's food. really to hear what others are doing and you know, just celebrating the good work. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you.
The evening is named after the beloved grandchildren of the Holy Prophet of Islam, Imams Hassan and Hussein. The Children's Award is for young people aged 5 to 15 and is sponsored by Muslim Aid, and it will be presented by one of its trustees, Dr. Suhail Hassan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Winner of Imam Hassan and Hussein's radiallahu ta'ala anhuma Children's Award for Excellence is for Bushra Ulfat.
Londoner Bushra Ulfa is a talented student of Islamic studies who has committed the Quran to memory while looking set to do well in her GCSEs at Mulberry School in Tower Hamlets, East London. Bushra already has a qualification in Arabic from Egypt. In 2012, Bushra achieved first grade in the National Quran competition held in Dhaka, Bangladesh. In 2014, she participated in the UK National Tahfiz competition, where she beat 1,500 competitors. And in 2015, Bushra took the opportunity to participate in an international European Quran competition in Zagreb, Croatia.
I'm Bushra, and I'm 14 years old. It's really lovely to see you all here, I guess. And yeah, I'm really grateful for this award. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. How does it feel to win this evening?
I'm really happy. I'm like beyond happy. I'm really proud of myself, proud of my parents, proud of my teachers. And I guess really happy.
It's a well-deserved win. How long does it take for you to memorize the Quran?
For me to memorize the Quran, it took 2.5 years. Alhamdulillah. Well, thanks to Allah, and yeah, I'm just really happy.
And what tips can you give to people who are probably struggling or need motivation to memorize the Quran?
Tips or like motivation sort of that I would give would definitely be like put your trust in Allah at first, definitely, and just have faith in yourself as well. Like there's going to be a time, it's going to be many times when you want to give up, but just trust yourself and trust in God, Allah, and like just push yourself that little bit like harder. It's going to make a real difference.
You're such a motivation. What is next for you?
Well, I'm at school right now. In year 10 actually, and wow, I have my GCSEs coming up next year. And so yeah, I guess after my GCSEs, I'm going to see where life takes me.
University or
something like that, something along those lines.
Well, best of luck. How are you finding today's evening? How are you finding today's event?
Yeah, it's going great so far, yeah.
What are you looking forward to the most?
I'm really not sure. I don't know, I guess the award was what I was looking forward to, but alhamdulillah, now that I've received it.
Just enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you so much.
At a time when Islamophobia is on the increase and Muslims are too often portrayed in a negative light in the media, tonight's awards provide a challenge to that narrative, and it's an opportunity for our nation to see the exceptionally positive, integrated and community-minded Muslims that we have living in this great country of ours. And the next award is the Ibn Battuta Award for Excellence in Media, for fair, accurate and balanced reporting on an issue involving Muslims nationally or internationally. And this award is sponsored by Islamic Relief and will be presented by Imran Madden.
Bismillah. The winner of the Ibn Battuta Award for Excellence in Media is Asad Bey.
Having reported from around the world, including the Central African Republic, Myanmar and Libya, Asad Bey is currently working at the Investigations Unit at Channel 4 News. He is bylined in print, online and broadcast for a range of leading media outlets, including Vice News, the BBC and Andalou Press Agency. In all this time, Asad has carried out groundbreaking journalism that gives a fair representation of Muslims and the issues they face. In the UK, Asad's report for Channel 4 News on Muslims in Birmingham was noted for charting the view of ordinary Muslims and how they felt about counter-terrorism legislation and the increased spotlight on Britain's Muslim communities. He has undertaken similar reports on the government's Prevent strategy, which has since been criticised for targeting Muslim communities. Internationally, Asad exposed atrocities against Muslims in the Central African Republic and atrocities against the Rohingya Muslims in Myanmar. Asad also maintains an active social media profile to highlight issues affecting Muslims.
Shukran, alhamdulillah. Thank you to Muslim News. The other nominees, it's not tough, it's not easy being a Muslim journalist in this industry, so for every Muslim journalist out there, keep at it and you're doing well. Thank you very much.
Congratulations on the award. How does it feel to be recognised for your work?
The fact that it's the Muslim community actually is quite good.
And what made you decide to go into the media?
I think that growing up watching the news and sometimes looking at it and saying that it was completely unrepresentative, and I thought, I could do this better. So that's why I did it.
How can we continue to highlight the positives in Islam?
Well, I think we just tell the truth. I think that we we stick to our principles and we tell the truth whether it's for us or against us. And we hold power to account, and that's what journalism is about.
And what difficulties did you face when reporting on Muslims and the increased spotlight of Britain Muslim communities?
I think the difficulties is that there's a great suspicion around the media and journalism, and journalists generally, because let's face it, the mainstream media doesn't really have a good reputation. It's inherently Islamophobic, and Muslim communities don't trust journalists. But alhamdulillah, people opened up, and we managed to get access and insight that other journalists wouldn't have got, and we produced some great reports.
In your opinion, how do Muslims how are Muslims portrayed today?
Muslims are portrayed generally negatively. It's either extremism, terrorism, radicalization, but also the paradigms used and the language used to describe their views are very polarized. There's no nuance there. So, for example, if someone's against foreign policy, they must be an extremist. There's no kind of nuance and breakdown of why they feel that way. Is it legitimate?
Perfect. We're glad that we have people like you to kind of portray the positives in Islam. How are you finding today's event?
I'm waiting for the food.
That's what you're looking forward to most?
Yep.
Sheena, can I go on record and say I want to nominate that kid for the Young Person's Award? What a cute kid. What do you think, guys? Yeah. Right, so we're on to, I think, the 5th award of the evening.
We're making good progress.
so dinner's not that far away. The Fazlur Rahman Khan Award for Excellence in Engineering will be presented by a distinguished guest, the Right Honourable Angus Robertson MP. He had a distinguished career in journalism, working both for the BBC World Service and the Austrian Broadcasting Corporation. He joined the House of Commons in 2001 and is currently the Scottish National Party's parliamentary group leader in Westminster. Please welcome on stage the Right Honourable Angus Robertson MP.
A very good evening, esteemed members of the UK's Muslim community and guests. I've been told I have 2 minutes to say a couple of words, so forgive me, I'm going to try and get best value out of those two minutes by stressing how important this awards ceremony is, not just because it celebrates the vital contribution made by those within the Muslim community to all walks of life throughout the UK, but also because it showcases role models to inspire those younger people who lead the Muslim community into the future. In Scotland, we know that we have a vibrant and dynamic Muslim community, with Muslims representing the largest minority group in the country. Those communities play an invaluable role right at the heart of our society, making an enormous contribution and strengthening the country's interfaith relations. As the party of government in Scotland, and now after the election success of the SNP in 2015, with a third party in the House of Commons, and we have a vision for an inclusive Scotland and an ambition to make Scotland stronger for all of those who call our country our home. In the Commons, we'll continue to raise issues of importance to all of Scotland's communities and strive to work for everyone in Scotland, regardless of background or belief. And in the SNP, we're fortunate to have been represented by some able and inspiring Muslim representatives, amongst them Bashir Ahmed. Many of you will remember him, a colleague and friend who sadly passed away in 2009. He made history by becoming the first Scots Asian to be elected as a member of the Scottish Parliament. He founded Scots Asians for Independence, which is now a successful, positive movement encouraging people across the country. Currently, Humza Yousaf is the SNP's Minister for External Affairs and International Development in the Scottish Government. And in our parliamentary group here at Westminster, Tasmina Ahmed Sheikh, our trade and investment spokesperson, was elected in 2015, becoming the first Scottish female Muslim MP. As our membership in Scotland grows across the Muslim community and across all sections of society, I have no doubt that there will be further SNP election successes from Muslim candidates in the years to come, both by those already in the party and by young people watching and waiting in the wings. And this is exactly why events like this awards ceremony this evening, events recognising the excellence within the Muslim community and across all sectors of society, are so important. The eyes of the next generation look to leaders and inspirational figures demonstrating excellence in their field and realise that they can achieve excellence too. So without further ado, we move to the awards presentation. There is an envelope as the tension builds. So, the winner of the Fazlur Rahman Khan Award for Excellence in Engineering, Science and Technology is... He hopes he can open the envelope successfully. I'm delighted to confirm that the winner is Professor Tipu Zahid Aziz. Congratulations.
Renowned neurosurgeon and scientist, Professor Tipu Zahid Aziz is a professor of neurosurgery at the John Radcliffe Hospital in Oxford and lecturer at the medical schools in Magdalen College, Oxford and Imperial College, London. Tipu is a specialist in researching and treating several diseases like Parkinson's disease, multiple sclerosis and dystonia. He is known for being personally active in laboratory studies in the non-human primate, pursuing better ways of alleviating the symptoms of Parkinson's. He arrived in Britain at the age of 17 with just 3 O-levels, but after passing A-levels, he studied neurophysiology at University College London, where he became interested in deep brain stimulation. With a long and enviable reading list to his name, Tipu has not only made significant academic contributions to his field, he has also made forthright interventions in the support of scientific testing on animals.
Thank you. Thank you very much for this great award, beautifully manifested by the Astrolabe, combining science and community. I'd like to thank you all. I'd like to thank my family. I'd like to thank my colleagues, and above all, my patients. Thank you.
Firstly, congratulations on your award. How does it feel?
Very unexpected and extremely humbled by it.
I mean, you're so inspirational. I mean, what inspired you to pursue deep brain stimulation?
Well, you see, I was always interested, as a student of neuroscience, that in Parkinson's disease, the mind is still active, and yet they lose control of their body through shaking, stiffness, and slowness. And it was always my ambition to see if there's one way I could connect the two and give people back their independence. And to do that, I had to first go to a laboratory, become a surgeon, and then make that field of surgery my own.
What is the highlight point of your career thus far?
The highest point was when a target that was of great interest to me, what we call the subthalamic nucleus, I put a wire into it in a monkey that was unable to move or look after itself, and we altered the function of that area and we restored it to normality, and that predicted that we would do the same in man. And today, from those early studies, 150,000 people around the world have had this procedure.
So what current works are you currently doing at the moment?
My great interest at the moment is to take deep brain stimulation, putting it into people's brains, and see if we can alleviate pain. Because intractable, drug-resistant pain is one of the worst and cruelest forms of affliction to man.
I mean, your work, I could talk about it forever. What are you finding the most interesting about today's event?
Firstly, that how for such a small community, our Muslim community within British society, what a major contribution we've made to the society, irrespective of which culture, which country, where we come from. And in the present climate of Islamophobia, one has to show that we're not terrorists, we're members of society, and valued ones, I hope.
I think two things come to mind after that award. Number one, it's really heartwarming to hear about how many Muslims are getting involved in politics and actually representing our nation. I think that's a really admirable thing. And second of all, they often say it's not brain surgery, but actually Dr. Aziz proved it is. I think holding the actual award up seems like it is something that you need brain surgery to do. So on to the next award this evening, the Ibn Sina Award for Health, which is sponsored by Human Appeal and will be presented by its Chief Executive, Othman Muqbal.
Respected friends, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Let me start by commending Ahmed Versi and the Muslim News Award team for the inspirational event celebrating the best of British Muslim achievements. On behalf of the Human Appeal International, I want to congratulate all the nominees. Your work is truly inspirational, and I believe you are all winners. This year marks Human Appeal's 25th anniversary, and I would like to take this opportunity tonight to convey an important message to you all from the many beneficiaries around the world and from all the staff at Human Appeal. Thank you. Thank you for your generous support making Human Appeals. Thank you for your generous support making Human Appeal UK's fastest Muslim charity. Thank you for empowering the needy and helping to save millions of lives. And most important of all, thank you for giving some of those who are in need around the globe hope. Thank you very much. Winners of Ibn Sina Award for Excellence in Health. Is Zafar Iqbal.
For many sports fans, Dr. Zafar Iqbal has the dream job as a team doctor for leading football clubs. Currently, he is head of sports medicine at Crystal Palace Football Club, having recently held the same post at Liverpool Football Club. He qualified as a doctor at St Bartholomew's in the Royal London School of Medicine in 1999 and specialised in sports and exercise medicine in 2005. Zafar initially worked for the England FA youth teams and for 2 years as club doctor at Leyton Orient. In 2007, he became the Tottenham Hotspur Football Club Academy doctor. Since 2005, he has been chairman of the FA Medical Society, organising regular educational sessions for doctors and physiotherapists working in professional football. Zafar is also a lecturer to doctors in sports and exercise medicine at Queen Mary's University of London and Liverpool John Lord's University. He regularly writes in various magazines and newspapers on sports and exercise medicine, including EMEL and Men's Health.
They don't quite look the same. Dr. Zafar Iqbal can't make it today, and Cameron Khan has left the orders behind.
Unfortunately, Dr. Zafar cannot make it. He's otherwise busy at Manchester, at Old Trafford, tonight's evening game. So come on, you Eagles. Yes, with it. Dr. Zafar's ex-club is Liverpool, so you can imagine the rivalry between the two. There are a few words that he would like me to say, nothing too long. First of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Emil Versi and the team at Muslim News for the awards and for the nomination. But more importantly, he'd like to thank his family, who made so many sacrifices to allow him to indulge in his passion for health and sports, and all those who helped him and supported him along the way. If nothing else, he hopes that others can see that he has made it working at the highest level in football and sports, and no reason why they can't. Thank you very much.
Before you go, if you guys were here last year, when Maureen Ali won an award, he couldn't make it, and Cameron picked up an award as well last year. Are you actually passing them on? Because I'm a bit worried the stories and telling them. You sure? Okay.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Dr. Zafar Iqbal. I'm the head of sports medicine at Crystal Palace Football Club. I'd like to thank the Muslim News Awards for honouring me with this fantastic award. I must say I was rather surprised on hearing that I'd been nominated, considering others have achieved far greater things in the field of medicine. I've probably been brought to people's attention because of my previous roles at high-profile clubs such as Tottenham Hotspurs and Liverpool Football Club. I'd like to finish by commending the Muslim News Awards for excellence in highlighting the positive contributions made by Muslims and non-Muslims in all aspects of UK society. I'm hoping awards such as these will inspire others to go on and achieve much greater things. Many thanks.
The Al Biruni Award for Excellence in Community Relations will be presented by Diane Abbott MP, Shadow Secretary of State for International Development.
I'd just like to say how pleased I am to be here at the Muslim News Awards. And also to say, just last week, I was in Somaliland with the Muslim Charities Forum, and in my delegation was represented many of the charities you've already heard from. And I was so impressed to see at first hand the work of these Muslim charities in a part of the world which is not getting the attention it deserves, although Somaliland and East Africa has seen a terrible drought, which if they do not get help soon, could turn into a famine. The Muslim Charities Forum is calling on people to contribute to help the people of Somaliland who need food, water, shelter, and long-term help so they can survive these increasingly frequent droughts. Finally, I'd like to say I won't be here for the whole evening because I'm going to an event in support of Sadiq Khan. And members of other parties, supporters of other parties will forgive me that I am confident that we are poised to elect London's first Muslim mayor. And I would like to announce that the winner of the Al-Biruni Award for Excellence in Community Relations is the British Muslim Heritage Centre.
Established in 2007 to celebrate Muslim heritage and making it accessible to all, the British Muslim Heritage Centre has quickly become Manchester and the North's leading centre for Muslim culture. The centre offers an active learning environment for both Muslims and the wider community alike. It holds regular Islamic heritage workshops and organises an annual Islam and Science conference. The centre has developed and designed an interactive Muslim timeline exhibition which will be open to the public from 2016. Working with universities and museums around the country, the centre also has developed a new exhibition, 100 Untold Stories of Sacrifice, which documents Muslim stories from the First World War. The British Muslim Heritage Centre has around 150,000 visits every year. It has enjoyed wide-ranging support from the local community to the highest levels of the UK government.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, and peace be to you all. I'm honored to receive this award on behalf of the British Muslim Heritage Centre and immensely grateful to the people who have nominated and recognised the award. And the activities, who have nominated British Muslim Heritage Centre for this particular award and the activities and the work of the British Muslim Heritage Centre. Amongst our recent activities, as you have seen, has been the launch of 100 Stories of Sacrifice in the First World War exhibition, which highlights the participation of 400,000 Muslim soldiers. This particular exhibition was funded by the Army Covenant Fund, and we are grateful for their help and support. The success of the British Muslim Heritage Centre is due to the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the support of the community, not only in the UK, but worldwide. And of course, not to mention the hard work and commitment of the trustees, staff, and volunteers. God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Firstly, congratulations on the award. How do you feel?
Absolutely elated. Thank you very much. And we are very grateful for this award, for recognizing and giving us support. And not only that, calling us here to be part of your occasion, part of your event. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming. There's an interactive exhibition that's going to be opening soon, and it's about the Muslim timeline. What are your thoughts about the opening? What do you dread the most? What are you looking forward to the most?
I found it extremely well organized, very professional, quite secure as well. Well, I feel that Muslims have organized something which is really is part and parcel of our deen as well.
And why do you believe interactivity is the best option for learning?
Because this is the thing of the day, isn't it, really now? Internet and the interaction, social media, and all these various information on the internet and interactive information is extremely important, because vast majority of our younger people are very savvy on the interactive activities.
Can you tell us briefly about the Muslim Timeline?
Muslim Timeline.
The exhibition.
You mean you're talking about our? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. It basically the Muslim Timeline will be about Muslim civilization, from various achievements of the Muslim as far as science is concerned, technology, civil engineering, to science, to maths, various other banking system, early banking system, coins, and all these various aspects of Muslim Timeline will be highlighted, and which I may add, we need to have for our young generation, for them to be proud of something of their past and their achievements.
And when is that due to open? I know it's in Manchester.
Hopefully in 2016, inshallah.
Inshallah, I'm very excited. I think that's an amazing, something that we haven't seen much here. What about today's event? How do you feel about that?
Well, absolutely. I think I've already said it was it's very well organized event, and I wish we can emulate your event in Manchester.
Hopefully, inshallah.
We'd love to see your next award in Manchester. We do have a beautiful venue to house it, and I'm sure if the organizers here come and have a look at it and visit us, I think they may be persuaded by the quality of the venue that we have.
We have no doubt that you guys have amazing quality. What are you looking forward to tonight?
We're looking forward to meet a lot of people, network with a lot of people, and see what the other people, especially the people who have been awarded with various awards, and hope to see them and see how can we work together. And this particular event, that's what it's all about. That we come together and work for each other, work for the community.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Well deserved.
I think that was Yasser secretly wishing that was his award.
I was going to keep it, but I might get in trouble.
In a moment, we will have the privilege of inviting onto stage our guest of honour for this evening. And we are honoured to have with us the Right Honourable Greg Clark MP, who currently serves as the Secretary of State for Communities and Local Government, and has been Conservative MP for Royal Tunbridge Wells since 2005. Before his career in politics, he was an accomplished management consultant and worked with the prestigious Boston Consulting Group. But before we hear from him, obviously a little bit of drama before him, the awards we are here to witness today offer us a moment to reflect on the British Muslim communities, who are made up of a mosaic of individuals of backgrounds and talents.
It takes someone with that sort of talent to have the vision to bring together the importance of individual contribution and weaving together a community. Establishing the first British Muslim newspaper over 25 years ago, and these inspirational awards 13 years ago, we'd like to invite on stage exactly one such person, the talented, inspiring editor of the Muslim News and the founder, Mr. Ahmed Versi.
Right Honourable Greg Clark, distinguished guests, Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you all. Thank you all for braving London's rush hour traffic to attend this, the 14th Muslim News Awards for Excellence event. I would like to welcome all those who have been nominated for this award this evening. I would like to thank all our readers who took the time to nominate men, women and children whose endeavours and activities mark them out for recognition of excellence. As in previous years, we have been humbled by the quality and the quantity of entries for each award category. Since our last Muslim News Awards for Excellence, Two issues have heavily impacted on Muslim community: new counter-terrorism measures and huge increase in Islamophobia and Islamophobic attacks. These are indicative of a growing climate of fear against Muslims. Yet, despite all the challenges, Muslims have continued to put their best foot forward, as exemplified by the deluge of nominations we have received, celebrating the contributions Muslims have made to the British society. It makes me proud to be a British Muslim. We had two aims when these awards were first conceived. The first was to find much-needed role models, especially for young people. The second aim was more ambitious: to provide a counter-narrative for the day-to-day drip feed of negative and often sensationalist news and comment that passes for journalism. The role of the media in this regard should not be overestimated. I have no hesitation in stating that the climate of fear is generated by the press. This press desperate to seek out and at times manufacture examples of Muslim misdemeanor. This was most recently exemplified by the appalling way Muslims have been framed as a fearful other in the documentary on Channel 4, following the ICM poll on what British Muslims really think. Whatever Trevor Phillips says, I say that today is the real demonstration of what British Muslims are really all about. The conclusions from this documentary demonstrate to us how it is possible to use the media to spread pernicious hatred against Muslims. The sensationalism from both print and broadcast media comes during a climate of international terrorism that Muslims here in the UK have little control over and very little sympathy for, despite media headlines that insist otherwise. The outcome is not only a climate of fear, but also actual violence against Muslims. Last year, to mark the 25th anniversary of the newspaper, the Muslim News organized a special conference that brought together leading figures in the media world with Muslim community activists. The landmark conference produced a series of public interest recommendations for the media, the most imperative of which is an urgent need to separate personal journalistic prejudices from the reporting on Islam and Muslims. Only two political leaders emphasized with Muslims at the height of the recent Islamophobic attacks. One was the much maligned opposition leader, Jeremy Corbyn, who joined Muslims at the Finsbury Park Mosque vigil after it was attacked. The other was the leader of the Scottish National Party, the First Minister of Scotland, Nicola Sturgeon. Sturgeon observed a 1-minute silence at the Glasgow Central Mosque to remember the victims of the terrorist attacks in Paris, realizing fully well the difficult time Muslims were going through. Importantly, the government made much-needed policy decision on reporting of Islamophobia attacks. Home Secretary Theresa May announced that police forces should record anti-Muslim as well as anti-Semitic crimes. Discussions and proposals to promote integration and cohesion are always welcome. But the starting point should not be that Muslims are a problem, not quite British enough, and must be civilized into a notion of Britishness. Nor should it be that Muslims are only seen through the prism of extremism and terrorism. Instead, we need to hold on to our universal values and not let those who wish to divide us, who wish to break us, or who wish to impose their muscular liberalism onto us all to win. We are a multicultural nation with a huge diversity and talent, as we see here tonight. At these awards too, we identify not only those British Muslims who have excelled in their fields and contributed to the society, but also those who are not Muslims who have stood to defend Muslims. Despite the inaction of our leaders and the continuous hostility from the factions of our media, these examples tell us that at the grassroots, we can find countless examples where Muslims and non-Muslims come together in solidarity. Last year, Community Secretary Greg Clark launched the annual Big Iftar event at Ismaili Centre in London. This is one of the many initiatives that the Community Secretary is involved in as his responsibility of community engagement. My congratulations to all of those who are shortlisted for the awards tonight. I wish you all a very enjoyable and inspiring evening. My heartfelt thanks and appreciation to all the sponsors, including Human Appeal, one of the fastest growing Muslim charity in the UK, which this year is celebrating its 25th anniversary. My special thanks to Muhammad Al-Basi, who made this evening possible. And I would like to extend my congratulations to the Queen on her 90th birthday. And now, I would like to invite Secretary of State for Community and Local Government, the Right Honourable Greg Clark.
Thank you very much indeed for that warm introduction, and it is wonderful to be here with you today, and to everyone, Assalamu alaikum. I'm very grateful to be here at what has become an incredibly prestigious prize-giving ceremony in which we honour people who deserve to have the spotlight shine on them and to be congratulated for their work during the year. But it's a particular honour to be introduced by the editor of Britain's largest and most successful Muslim newspaper. 150,000 readers a month. I know is something that many editors of many newspapers would dream of, and this is a tribute to the hard work and to the product that you have offered to your readers over the years. And as you just said, Muslim News is influential not just with its readers, although clearly it is, but also with the press industry in general. And the roundtable that you mentioned, a conference of the Society of Editors to discuss the representation of Islam and Muslims in the media, was a very important contribution to our national debate. Now, I know that it hasn't been an easy few years for the print media, with the internet and the ubiquity of free content combining to make the editor's job even harder than it has been in the past. But I think that background means that the success of Muslim News, now as has been said, more than a quarter of a century in print, makes it the more remarkable. Remarkable and important because the media's role is vital to the well-being of our democracy. Without a strong and independent press, people in power can't be held to account. Now, I know that I'm not the only politician in the room. I'm joined by many of my distinguished colleagues here. And I'm sure that all of them, from all parties, would agree that no matter how much trouble the press can cause parties from time to time, British political life is stronger for the thorough scrutiny that it receives from our independent newspaper industry. We would be poorer without it, and Muslim News takes a very important place in that family. The freedom of the press is one of our country's great strengths. So while we congratulate the winners of tonight's awards, I think we should also congratulate Muslim News for its contribution too. We're very grateful for it. Now, we're here to continue to celebrate the winners of tonight's awards, as I say, for what they have given back to our community. And in doing so, it's clear, reading the nominees, that they typify not only the Muslim community at its best, but Britain at its best. And I'm proud to live in a country where everyone is free to practice their faith, and I'm determined that faith should be no bar to progress and achievement. And just looking at the categories that tonight's ceremony is recognising: excellence in the arts, in community development, in education, in engineering, science and technology, in community relations, in good citizenship, in health, in media and in sport. Awards too for championing Muslim causes, as well as awards for young people. The British Muslims have made a stellar contribution to our legal, political, cultural, scientific and medical life over many decades, in fact centuries, is almost too obvious to say. But important too are the ordinary heroes of our communities, the people who day in, day out raise their families, earn their living, keep our public services and our businesses going, quietly form part of the communities, and we must cherish them too. It seems to me that the fabric of British society is a tapestry, with threads representing so many different traditions and cultures from every part of the world. Each thread matters, but combined together with the others, these threads interweave to create something beautiful, something strong, and something resilient. Sometimes, as Ahmed said, there is adversity to be confronted. And that strength and resilience is shown in the face of the anti-Muslim hatred that appears from time to time and that Ahmed described. Strength and resilience, I see, is what the Muslim community and the whole community in Glasgow showed when it united to condemn the appalling loss of Asad Shah's life. And strength and resilience, in many different ways, is evident right across the country when we see Muslim communities in action. During the last winter, we had storms that had devastating consequences across the many parts of the north of England. And for the people affected, it was very traumatic. I met with local Muslim business owners in the Kirkstall Road in Leeds, facing the challenge of the loss of their businesses and the determination with the whole community to get back up and running and trading again. And of course, that response, that charitable response, was not just confined to people's own neighbours. This community is well known for its deep charitable instincts, British Muslims being our most generous charitable donors. And the understanding that charitable impulse isn't confined to one's next-door neighbours has always been evident in this community. And so, during the floods, right across the country, we saw mosques, we saw youth associations, charities and individuals coming together with others to help people in need, not just on their own doorsteps, but indeed many miles away from their own homes. It was a moving example of Britain at her best, the unspoken assumption that when help is required, that help will be forthcoming. You need help, let me help you, could be a motto for the short list of nominees that we have for tonight's awards. Now, I'm pleased to celebrate anyone who's made a good contribution, but I'm particularly pleased to be awarding the Award for Excellence in Enterprise and to see the strong business backgrounds of this year's shortlisted nominees. As these candidates prove, business people don't profit only themselves through their hard work. To have strong public services, to have the NHS that we want, the schools that our children need, the protection that vulnerable people deserve, we need businesses of all types to thrive. And today's nominees are great examples of a general law that whenever we have strong communities, we will have strong businesses. And so, when businesses prosper, the wider community prospers. Tonight's nominees have turned their own personal success and good fortune into a helping hand for others through their charitable and community-based work. The business started by Farouk Sheikh and his brother Haroon provides specialist services to more than 1,800 children and adults with learning or physical disabilities and employs more than 3,500 staff. Farouk and his brother are also patrons and enterprise fellows of the Prince's Trust. Dome Tours International began when Abdur Rahman El Belwawi, its director, was a student in order to provide low-cost tours for his fellow students. And Tariq Usmani, beyond his successful property businesses, chairs an ex-offenders program and was a founding chairman of the Better Community Business Network. Every nominee here tonight contributes to the strength and resilience and indeed to the beauty of our communities and our nation. We are deeply proud of everyone who is nominated, and it is a huge honour to be able to present this award tonight. Thank you very much indeed for inviting me.
Greg, thank you for those words. Lots to reflect on. I particularly like the metaphor of looking at a tapestry and how all these threads coming together make us stronger together. So, without further ado, we'd like to announce the first winner of the Al-Mali Khadija Award for Enterprise.
I'm delighted to say that the first winner is Farouk Sheikh.
Farouk Sheikh's business interests encompass healthcare, private equity, property investment and development. He is best known as co-founder, along with his brother Haroon, of CareTech Holdings plc, a highly respected national provider of specialist services to adults and children with learning or physical disabilities or mental health problems, which now supports over 1,800 users and employs more than 3,500 staff. In 2007, Farouk became Entrepreneur of the Year in the prestigious Lang & Boyson Business Awards. In 2008, both Farouk and his brother Haroon were winners of the highly valued Coots Family Business Prize. They were both finalists in the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year Awards in 2009. They established the COSERV Charitable Foundation to benefit communities and individuals in the UK and abroad, and they are also patrons and enterprise fellows of the prestigious Prince's Trust.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Can I just begin by thanking Ahmed Versi for again organising and hosting a wonderful event. As the Right Honourable Minister said, I feel I should not be on the stage myself because the business that we started was with my brother. He is the driver of this business, and so this award is a joint award. It's not really for me. I think I take heart from what was said by the Minister, and I'm really very grateful for the comments you made, which actually recognise the efforts and the achievements of Muslims in this country. I think, as Ahmed Versi said, we live in a society at the moment where, unfortunately, the media is playing a very, very strong role in portraying Islam as a barbaric and outdated religion, which we know it's not. And I'm really pleased, and I sort of commend the comments that you've made, and sort of thank you for that. And really, my message is very simple. We came to this country as very young people. This is a country where we've made our home. We're proud to be British, we're proud to be Muslims. And we thrive on the fact that we've been able to contribute to this country and this society, and take a lot of pride that the 3,500 or 4,000 people that we employ come from a vast and different cultural background. So I think we have to celebrate what we achieve, and events like this do that. I think from what we do, no matter whatever we see in the press and we read in the press, it's depressing, but I think we have to continue on promoting the right message and being right role models, and things will change. I believe this is a fair society. It's a country that we've been brought up in. You're free to do what you do. These are tough times, but I think we must not lose hope, because this is a country where you have your rights and good will come of it. And I think that's the message that I have for this evening for everybody here today. And Darren, sort of taking your point on, earlier on, I would commend what you said, but I would not say a Muslim mayor. I would say a mayor for all of London. In Southern time, we have a role model that comes from deprived communities, and what a fantastic accolade it would be for London as a city if we elected a mayor that wasn't Muslim, and that's not why we've elected him, but he's come to represent everyone. He comes from a deprived community, and he'll represent everyone, and that'd be a fantastic accolade, and I'd like to end on that. Thank you very much.
Firstly, many congratulations on your award. How does it feel?
It feels very good. I think it's a surprise, but nonetheless a good surprise.
What's the motivation for you to continue to be the success that you are today?
I think the business that we have started is a business that we started 22 years ago. The driving force for us was to support people that are vulnerable and have got complex needs. And seeing the results that we have with those individuals to make them or help them to live more independently is the motivation. And it's a team effort. We employ 3,500 people in the company. And it's those people that work day to day that really make the difference to people's lives. So making a difference to people's lives is key.
And why did you decide to provide specialist service in learning or physical disabilities or mental health problems?
We went into care principally because of two reasons. One, we were looking to go into a business that had property as an asset base. So we own all the properties that we provide care from. And we looked at a number of things, and this just seemed like a really good business to be in, where you can make a difference to people's lives. You can run a business that's successful and get a great satisfaction that actually it's profitable, but equally there's the thing about you making a difference to people's lives. And there are many people that are in our care that live very independent lives through the support that our staff give them, and that is the motivation.
Amazing. And what's next for you?
More of the same. We've listed our company. I think we want to take life a little bit easier. We have a fantastic management team that run that. We have a family office now that has taken on the next generation. They're going into real estate and other projects. I think it's sort of more of the same, but perhaps taking life easy and doing a bit more of the charitable work.
You deserve a little rest. One more question. What do you like about this evening?
I think, look, Ahmed Versi put it quite well. We live in troubled times. There's not a day that goes by or an hour that goes by where there's not bad sort of media about sort of Muslims. I think what this does, it brings together and showcases the good work that Muslims do. We forget about it. This showcases it, brings it together. We have a lot of people from politics and ministers come and see it. And I think we need more positive role models and positive news about Muslims in the media, not the rubbish that we hear about.
Before you leave us, we have one more lovely duty for you to fulfil, because we actually have a joint winner for this award. So if you'd like to announce the joint winner.
And the second winner of the award, the joint winner, is Tariq Usman.
As CEO of Henley Homes, Tariq Usmani has turned this property development company in London into an award-winning, efficient and profitable firm. He is also an advisory board member for the LGHR Fund, a Luxembourg-based specialist hotel and property fund. Tariq has given a number of speeches to professional forums and mentoring organizations about his strategic business knowledge and the experience of surviving the recession. In addition, Tariq is chair of the West London Islamic Centre, a trustee of the Black Prince Trust, and chair of Mosaic's Ex-Offender Programme. He is founding chairman of the Better Community Business Network, a charitable business networking forum bringing together key government officials, professionals, and heads of charities to facilitate community engagement. It has raised over £850,000 in funds for UK community causes and attracted support from respected high-profile figures.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening.
Our winner, just for a moment, I know the food is coming out.
I'm not sure why they've given this award, because if they knew some of the disastrous business decisions I've made, they would know this is not really for me. But I think that I'm very pleased that they sort of thought of me for this award. I'm very pleased that I stand alongside my good friend Farouk Sheikh. As I said, I don't know why they've given it to me. I think they made a mistake. But I think the reason why I survived in my position for so long, I think, was because whenever we make these decisions, I always say to people, look, you know, when we do our accounts, it says profit and loss, and it says loss for a reason, you know, and that's the reasons. So I think that was one of the reasons I've survived for so long. I don't think I deserve this award, but I'm going to take it anyway. Thank you very much.
Thank you to our guest of honour, Greg Clark. Few activities can elicit the sort of passion that sport can. Who can remember David Beckham breaking his metatarsal? What is a metatarsal, we ask? What's amazing is it brings a nation together. The nation sits together with nail-biting anxiety or absolute joy when someone scores a goal. Muslims in the UK participate at the highest levels. Who can remember Mo Farah winning gold at the Olympics? Who can remember Moeen Ali hitting the ball despite the huge beard? I didn't know. Just read off the score.
The Pfizer Hashemi Award for Excellence in Sport recognises these contributions, and to present this award, we have our distinguished guest, the Liberal Democrat spokesperson for working pensions. Baroness Mansour CBD was appointed to the House of Lords in 2013, prior to which she had a diverse career in public services. Please join me in welcoming onto stage Baroness Mansour of Knightsbridge.
My lords, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, and a very warm welcome to you all. I'm delighted and honoured to be presenting this award. The shortlist is inspirational, and the individuals an inspiration to us all. Despite the many challenges the finalists will have faced, they have overcome these with determination, tenacity, and with the will to succeed. I applaud them all. But there are some children and young people who may never be given the opportunity to reach their full potential, or for their loved ones to see their success. 10,000 unaccompanied Syrian refugee children have gone missing. Yes, gone missing. Since entering Europe, and many other of these children are stranded, trapped on Europe's borders in horrific conditions. The UK saved the lives of 10,000 children who fled to this country from Nazi persecution on the Kindertransport in 1938 and 39. We can and we must do the same again for these refugee children, so they too can celebrate success and realise their dreams. The shortlist of the sports category is impressive. 3 worthy winners, each on top of their respective fields, and each one involved in improving the lives of others and humanity. I pay great tribute to them. I'm delighted to say that the winner of the Fiaz Hamashi Award for Excellence in Sport is... This is always the exciting bit, you feel. 3 worthy winners, in my view. But the overall winner is Ayaz Bhutto.
Despite being born with a crippling disability that has left him wheelchair-bound, Ayaz Bhutto has overcome this handicap to become one of the world's best wheelchair rugby players and Paralympic athletes. He works as a customer service advisor for a bank and was selected to play for England at the Tri-Nations tournament in Australia in 2010. He earned a European bronze medal and trains regularly with both club and country all around the UK and abroad. He has competed in major tournaments all over the world, such as Australia, the USA, and Germany, and has picked up many individual awards for Best Player in Position. He has been on the World Class Performance Programme for 2 years and is training for the Rio 2016 Paralympics. In 2015, the Daily Telegraph dubbed Ayaz as the Jonah Lomu of wheelchair rugby.
I've not prepared the speech, so apologies for the dribble that comes out of my mouth. Firstly, it's such an honour to be here to receive such a prestigious award. I'd like to thank, firstly, Allah for giving me the courage and such an opportunity to get through life and achieve so much through life. I'd like to thank my friends and family who support me every day. You know, would do anything for me if I ask. And I'd like to end on a bit of an inspirational note. Disability awareness isn't really that great in the Muslim community. Me receiving this award hopefully inspires the young disabled or any disabled person in the Muslim community to achieve what they can, not just in sport, but anything in life, and for people to give them the opportunity to do it. Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum. My name's Ayaz Bruta. I'm a Great Britain wheelchair rugby athlete. I was given the great honour to receive the Excellence in Sport at the Muslim News Awards the other evening. It was a great event to celebrate the achievements of Muslims around Britain, and it's very important to highlight these achievements. As you can see, I'm in a wheelchair, and my message to the young disabled Muslim community is whatever you want to achieve, never give up, and don't let anybody tell you you can't do anything unless you've tried it, and always keep the courage, and hopefully, inshallah, you'll achieve everything you want in life. Jazakallah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm conscious the food's at the table. There are a few awards before the break, so please let's have your attention to the next award. The next award this evening is the Anne-Marie Shamel Award for championing a Muslim cause. This is sponsored by the Inclusive Ventures Group and will be presented by founder Mohammed Emerson.
Good evening, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, I would like to thank by congratulating Ahmed Versi and his family for yet once again arranging such an amazing event here this evening. I do not have a video, so I've been asked to say a few words about what Inclusive stands for, and after that I will present the award. So I've been privileged to support these events for the last 45 years, and through that we have seen some amazing people come here and win prizes for the amazing work that they have done. Inclusive Ventures is a social impact platform that focuses on the triple bottom line. So we are not focused only on deals. For us, the I before the deals is very important, so we focus on ideals but not deals. Through the social impact platform, we have made investments in social enterprises, in education, livelihoods, and healthcare, primarily in Asia as well as Africa. You will see from our logo that there are 2 points in our logo that I would like to highlight. One is the arc, and secondly, the color of the rainbow. The arc represents inclusiveness, and the colors of the rainbow represent diversity. The inspiration for this logo we got from the Sultan of Aleppo in 1850. And for those of you that have not been to Aleppo at all, before the Syrian crisis, Aleppo was a magnificent city, a very rich city, a merchant city, a diverse city, a city that had Muslims, Jews, and Christians all living happily alongside. one day the vizier of Aleppo, the prime minister, came to the Sultan and he said to him, look, I think we should expel all the Jews and all the Christians from Aleppo. The Sultan thought for a moment and he asked the vizier to bring powdered paint in 4 different ways. He said, bring me the color white, the color beige, the color brown, and the color black, all in separate tins. And then he said to him, bring another pot that has all these colors in the same pot. And the result of it was that when you look at these colors all together in the same pot, you see that each color brings out the shine in the other colors. Without this, there is no luster. Each color in itself and by itself is very dull. Today, London represents this diversity of race, of culture, of creed, and class. It is extremely important for London that the next mayor of London makes this diversity as inclusive as possible, and I'm sure that we all know who's best placed to do that. And now I will open the envelope and announce that the winner of the Anne-Marie Schimmel Award for excellence in championing a Muslim cause is Jonathan Freeman from Mozambique. I should add that I have no involvement in the selection of Jonathan, but Jonathan I have known now for the last 3 years. In fact, I met him for the first time at this event. I have personally witnessed the amazing work that Jonathan and Mosaic have done, and I applaud him for everything that he's achieved for the Muslim community here. Jonathan, it's a privilege.
Since January 2011, Jonathan Freeman has been National Director of Mosaic, which is the Prince of Wales' mentoring charity. Based in London, Mosaic is a Muslim-led initiative which inspires young people from deprived communities to realize their talents and potential. Jonathan has worked with Mosaic since its very earliest days and has served as National Operations Director from March 2009. Jonathan was previously a member of the Senior Civil Service in the UK government. By leading Mosaic, Jonathan has been a tireless champion to highlight positive role models in the Muslim community and help the most vulnerable in the community.
My lords, ladies and gentlemen, firstly, a huge thank you to Ahmed and all of the team at the Muslim News. Can I also say a huge thank you to the distinguished panel of judges and their chairman. A little under 10 years ago, His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales had a vision for Mosaic, wanting to work with very positive role models from within the Muslim community to inspire young people growing up in Muslim communities to reach their full potential, but also to show very much in the spirit of these awards the amazing contribution that Muslims are making to the United Kingdom. It's very, very easy to be negative in this day and age. At Mosaic, we wanted to provide something positive for those young people and for wider society. It is a delight that today we are supporting over 8,000 young people this year alone up and down the country. It's an honour to serve those individuals, our wonderful board members, many of whom are here, and to work with the incredible Mosaic team. I hope that in our small way, we are changing the lives of those young people, that we are combating some of the awful stereotypes and prejudice that is out there and showing the amazing inspiration of so many Muslims up and down the country. This award really, genuinely is not for me. This award really is for the 1,500 volunteer mentors up and down the country, going into schools, going into prisons, to try and change young lives. It's a delight and an honour to try to support those young people. Mohammed, to all the team, thank you so very much for this very special event. Thank you. We work with
Many congratulations on your award. How are you feeling?
I'm still in shock, if I'm honest. Really quite humbled.
Without a doubt, you're an inspiration in helping the derived community. Tell me a bit about what you do to help the youngsters realise their potential.
So Mosaic mentors young people up and down the country. This year we'll be supporting 8,000 young people, providing them with incredible inspirational volunteers to try and help them realise their potential, to get through any problems they might have, and just to show them that this is a fantastic country to be in and they can thrive in this country.
What techniques do you use?
So we have fantastic mentors, volunteers, 1,500 this year, who themselves have had great success in their own lives and who want to give back to help young people to follow in their footsteps.
Tell us a bit about Mosaic and the work it's done and currently doing at the moment.
So Mosaic was founded by His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales, who remains our passionate and very active supporter. We deliver mentoring programmes in primary schools and in secondary schools and in prisons up and down the country, trying to help those young people growing up into deprived communities to realise their potential, but also, really importantly, to show to wider society the incredible contribution that British Muslims are making to the United Kingdom.
So what do you think, in your opinion, is the best or ideal way to bridge the gap between the Muslim community and the non-Muslim community?
Yeah, there are multiple communities. There's no them and us. There's no other. Actually, all of us want to see young people reach their potential. We want the world to be a better place. So if we can unite people around a cause that transcends any other barriers, I think that's what we've seen in Mosaic, that people come together because they care about supporting these young people. And in doing so, they make bonds, they make friendships with people that they would never have met otherwise. And that, for me, is the real secret.
And tell me about today. How are you finding today's event?
It's, as ever, a fantastic event. Yeah, Ahmed and the team at Muslim News have put on a brilliant event, and it's so lovely to see so many friends, so many supporters, and so many new people just come up and say, well done. So it's a real privilege to be here.
What's the highlight?
Sadiq Khan coming over to give me a big hug and say thank you.
And what are you looking forward to the most today?
I'm looking forward to not having to do any more speeches, just to enjoy the evening with friends and colleagues.
You deserve it. Well deserved winner. Thank you.
And now, before we move to the break, we have our final award for the first half, which is the Alija Izetbegovic Award for Good Citizenship, which is named after the first president of Bosnia-Herzegovina. And this award is sponsored by the Armed Forces Muslim Association. To present this award, I'd like to invite onto stage Lieutenant General Gordon Messenger, OBE ABC. And there are special congratulations because I believe that the Lieutenant General is to be promoted to General and appointed as Vice Chief of the Defence Staff shortly. So, Lieutenant General.
I feel very privileged to be invited here to this extremely important event by Muslim News, so thank you very much. On behalf of the Ministry of Defence and the Armed Forces Muslim Association, I'm very proud to represent them in sponsoring this award. It is actually for showing courage and determination in securing the rights of others, and we think that that's what we do too, so it's fitting that this is the award that we are sponsoring. In Ministry of Defence, we're trying to do, and across the armed forces, we're trying to do two things that I want you to be aware of. Firstly, we are working very hard to ensure that the armed forces are better understood by the Muslim communities around Britain. And the second thing we're working very hard to do is to ensure that Muslims are better represented in our armed forces. We are very aware that it is a long road and that there is a long way to go. But I can tell you that we are taking that very, very seriously. And I'm extremely grateful for the support and the advice that we've received from people around the country, many of whom are here tonight. So thank you. The winner of the Good Citizenship Award is Harris Bakari.
Philanthropist and community organizer Harris Bakari has been working to bridge gaps between communities and mentor young people. Since 2009, he has been a leading board member of Mosaic, enabling it to support over 6,000 students in over 200 schools and 1,100 mentors. In 2011, Harris founded the Nas Legacy Foundation to continue the work of his late father. The foundation provides mentoring and work experience for young students who have achieved a university place through adversity. In 2012, he founded the Patchwork Foundation, which has helped engage over 7,000 young people from underrepresented communities to get more involved in mainstream politics through events and training programs. In 2013, he was the recipient of the Beacon Award for Philanthropy, and in 2014, the Big Society Award. In 2015, he was named an OBE for services to youth and interfaith dialogue.
As you may have realised, Harris Bakari is unable to be with us today, and the award has been collected by Minhal Manji. So he's going to be roving with his mic, and we're going to talk to some of our guests who are going to tell us how you're finding this evening, and we'll be able to see them up on screen here. Yasser.
Shalina, thank you very much. Shalina, I'm less of the Oprah Winfrey, I think more of the Jerry Springer sometimes. Have I got... Let's see, who can we see around here? Oh, we have one of our young winners, Bushra. Bushra, how have you found tonight?
Tonight has been very inspiring for me and hopefully for you all as well. As you know, I am a winner today, and I would just really like to thank my teachers that have all taught me, and my parents, including my father, obviously.
Well, thank you. One of the young winners, a round of applause, please. I think from one of our young winners to maybe on the spot, Sadiq Khan. He just stepped in. Sadiq, I know you've just arrived, but you've been here many times before. What do you find inspiring about the Muslim News Awards?
For those that don't know me, I'm quite Assalamu alaikum. For those that don't know me, I'm quite shy. I'm running to be the Mayor of London. And every year I come here, I leave with a spring in my footstep, inspired by the brilliant people who are here tonight. You are role models to me, to my two daughters, and to literally tens, hundreds of thousands of Muslims in this country and around the world. So, Jazakallah khairan, may Allah reward you for your good deeds in this world and the hereafter. And please carry on doing the amazing work you're doing, because you're inspiring Muslims and non-Muslims and showing that we are a beacon to the rest of the world. Jazakallah khair. Thank you.
I think I'm going to look for one more person. Who can I pick on? We had a winner from a previous year, Rue Hassan. Do you want to tell us about how your life has changed since you won the award? Do you want to stand up? Do you want to stand up? You can see this is live. We didn't prepare this.
He's lucky I know him, otherwise it was a really inspiring evening so far, and I'm a producer because I don't go on camera.
Thank you. Thank you everyone, and Sheen, I'm going to pass it back to you.
Thank you to all the guests who we've put on the spot to share their thoughts for the evening. And now we move to our next award for tonight, which is the Iman wa Amal Award, which literally translates as faith and action, and represents the spirit of good and the endeavour of those who strive to do good always. The Muslim News Awards are unique in that the nominees are selected by the general public and an independent panel of judges decides on the winner. So to present this award and explain a little bit about the judging process, please welcome onto stage the chair of the independent panel of judges, Waqas Khan.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh and good evening. Distinguished guests, respected elders, friends, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great privilege to join you here tonight as chairman of the independent panel of judges. Independent being the operative word. I must make it absolutely clear that our deliberations and decisions involved only 5 people in a room and were free from any influence from the Muslim News and any of tonight's sponsors. In fact, I would say it's absolutely remarkable the great lengths that Ahmed Versi was willing to go to ensure the independence of the panel, and I think that it says a great deal about the integrity of the Muslim News Awards. We sincerely hope we have performed this task in a fair manner and done justice to these incredible awards that means so much to British Muslims. It was an overwhelmingly difficult job to shortlist in each of the categories and even more difficult to select the winners. To everyone who has won an award, congratulations. And to everyone who has been nominated, congratulations. On our panel, we had an embarrassment of riches, with men and women with different skills, experiences and outlooks. I would like to acknowledge my fellow judges for their sterling work and for the work that we did together. Fatima Manji, winner in 2015, Charlotte Fisher, a winner in 2014, Salman Farsi and Sadiqat Salawu. Those of you who have been up here to win an award, be warned that Ahmed Versi keeps an impressive database of winners and you will be back here as an alumni in a few years to sit on the judging panel. I myself was humbled to win the Muslim News Award for Citizenship in 2010. On that night, after thanking my parents, I thanked one of our most distinguished alumni and former winners, Sadiq Khan. Over the years, I've learned a great deal from Sadiq, not least how to style my grey hair with incredible panache. But he has also taught me not to believe everything that we read in the papers. He has also taught me how to try at least to be a role model and how to conduct myself, if I can at all possibly, in a magnanimous manner. The challenges facing Muslims in public life are as real as ever. But at this moment, we stand on the cusp of a generational moment that can change the future of Muslims in this country for generations to come. So whilst we know that there's still much work to do, we can celebrate tonight knowing that the pulse of progress is beating a little more confidently. Thank you. The winner of the Iman wa Amal Special Award this evening is Professor Javed Khan.
A leading figure in the UK public and voluntary sectors, Professor Javed Khan has developed 30 years' experience of successfully managing change through key high-profile leadership roles. He is currently Chief Executive of Barnardo's, the UK's oldest and largest children's charity. Last year, it helped transform the lives of more than 240,000 of the UK's most vulnerable children, young people and their families. Previously, Javed was CEO at Victim Support, which helps over 1 million victims and witnesses each year. Under Javed's leadership, the charity successfully managed significant change where it restructured itself, generated new business opportunities, and was recognized in major awards including Shortlist for Charity of the Year Best Campaign of the Year, and the Queen's Jubilee Award. He is also a member of the Advisory Board for the Children's Commissioner for England. In 2015, he was conferred an honorary doctorate from the Birmingham City University.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, assalamu alaikum. I really am in complete shock because I didn't win the other award, and so I was falling asleep over there, having spoken to lots of friends in the audience who were all commiserating with me at the break. So I thought there must be somebody else by this name when you read it out. I'm completely humbled to receive this award. The work that I do at Barnardo's, the country's largest and oldest children's charity, is a great social movement, a movement for change. And we're 150 years old this year, in fact. It began back in 1866 by a guy called Thomas Barnardo in the East End of London, who wanted to make a difference to the most vulnerable people in society, the children. And the tragedy of 2016 is that the most vulnerable numbers are increasing. So our work isn't finished, unfortunately. It's a great privilege to lead that charity because Barnardo's is part of the fabric of this country. The Queen is our patron, the Duchess of Cornwall is our president. And for me to stand here as a British Muslim to be leading that charity says a great deal about this country and the opportunity that it gives and the fairness and justice that is right at the core of what Britain stands for. And it is, I often think about the job, and people ask me, how do you lead an organization that has 8,500 staff and 17,000 volunteers and an enormous budget and so on? How do you actually make sense of that? And my answer is very simple, actually, that this isn't any old job. This is a cause. And any opportunity you get in life that is attached to a cause, and there can be no greater cause than helping the most vulnerable children, makes the job very easy. And it is in the name of that cause that I, with great humility, accept this award. Thank you.
Firstly and foremost, very much congratulations on the award. How are you feeling?
I'm absolutely delighted. I'm actually shell-shocked. I didn't expect to win anything. You don't work for a charity because you want fame or glory or awards or anything like that. So this is hugely humbling.
Well deserved. Where did your motivation come from?
I've had many motivations in my career, 31 years of being a public servant and now working for what I think is the greatest charity in the world, actually, but that's Barnardo's. But I've been driven by this great sense of justice, that we all need to struggle in life for ourselves, but we need to struggle for others as well. And working at Barnardo's, the UK's oldest and largest children's charity, gives me the perfect platform to try and make a difference on a large scale.
And how important do you think it is to help the vulnerable, and what can we as a Muslim community help this?
Well, I grew up in very humble surroundings in inner city Birmingham. My parents never had the magic wand of education waved in front of them. They were illiterate in any language, did the toughest jobs in this country, like many others of their generation. That taught me a lot about the importance of the basic things in life. And now when I think about the work we do at Barnardo, supporting 250,000 of the most vulnerable children and young people in this country, I'm driven by that personal experience of mine of making sure that we do everything we can in our power to provide some of the very basic things that we take for granted now, which so many young people and families in this country still don't have. So, if we can make a difference to each individual family and then multiply it over to hundreds and thousands of families, we will change society, and that's what drives me to do what I do at Barnardo's.
An amazing drive to have. And what for you is the most rewarding or the highlight of your career thus far?
I think it's got to be my work at Barnardo's at the moment. I say that after 31 years of having done some fantastic jobs, I've been blessed by the Almighty, again, being privileged to do some fantastic work with great people. But when I visit one of our 960 services across the UK, and it doesn't matter which service it is, I have to make sure that I take a handkerchief with me because it gets me in the gut. We don't do the easy stuff. We work with the most vulnerable people, people who have been abused sexually or otherwise, those who have been damaged in all sorts of ways by their families or other adults or just circumstance. And when I see the difference that our project workers, our front line angels, as I call them, the difference that they're making to the lives of these really vulnerable children, helping them cope and then recover and rebuild their lives, there's no greater motivation than that.
No, of course, definitely. And with tonight's event, how are you finding that?
Well, I mean, the Muslim News Award stands for itself. The 14th year, what a fantastic legacy they have created already, what Ahmed Versi and his amazing team have done. I've organised big events on this scale before, and I know what it takes, the complexity behind the scenes. It all looks very glossy and flash on the night, but the amount of work that's gone behind it, I cannot praise them enough. Not only for putting on an event like this, which is great, of course, but the message that's behind it in these difficult times when the Muslim community, the Muslim faith is being abused, is being misrepresented and being accused of things that no one has any right to do. It's events like this that help put the record straight, put the true message of the Muslim faith across, and most importantly, the Muslim community of this country, this fantastic country that we live in. We've got a lot of work to do, and events like this really do make a difference.
No, of course, definitely. And what are you looking forward to most this evening?
I want to get back to my table and celebrate, because I didn't expect to win and everybody thought that was it for the night as far as I was concerned. So I want to just go back and celebrate and enjoy the rest of the food this evening.
I will let you go, and congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the beginning of the night, Sharina was encouraging us all to post on Twitter, do selfies. I saw some nice beautiful selfies. Let's see what's come up. And we got some slides or some. Oh, there you go. Some interesting pictures from tonight. That's the badging desk earlier. Inspiring Muslims. Was there anything else? I can see Sharina actually. Sharina found time to speak and to tweet at the same time. To say, make sure you're busy tweeting this evening together with events from the Muslim News Awards. Is there anything else? Okay, great. Well, thank you all. Keep posting your tweets tonight. I think we want to see more pictures. Hashtag Inspiring Muslims at the Muslim News Awards. Please keep tweeting tonight. It's the one excuse to use your phone tonight, and we'll get on with the show.
You know what? The room is full of inspiring Muslims, so make sure you snap one and tweet a picture of them. They're everywhere. Our next award is the Alhambra Award for Excellence in the Arts, and we are very honoured to have with us Kate Green MP, Shadow Minister for Women and Equalities. Kate studied law at Edinburgh University. She started her career at Barclays Bank and subsequently served in a number of roles, including Chief Executive of Child Poverty Action Group. She joined Parliament in 2010 as MP for Stretford and Ermiston, and please welcome her to present the award.
Assalamu alaikum. It is a huge honour and pleasure for me to be here tonight at the Muslim News Awards, and a huge pleasure to be able to congratulate so many people who achieve and contribute so much to our country. Thank you, every single one of you, for what you're doing. I have the honour in Stretford and Ermiston to be the Member of Parliament who represents many, many Muslim families. I've had the great pleasure over the last 6 years that I've been the Member of Parliament to get to know those families, to get to understand the culture, the traditions. You'll not be surprised to hear me say to eat with you many times. I've just been explaining that you're never hungry in my constituency. And also to understand and learn more about Islam and what a very special contribution Islam and its values makes to our community. And when I hear tonight, as I hear often from my constituents, about the pain and the hurt that people feel when Muslims and Islam are casually derogated, denigrated, insulted, when I hear sweeping and disrespectful statements, when I hear people attacked and condemned for their beliefs and for the faith that they follow, I'm angry. But more worryingly, I know that young people are angry. And when I look at the talent that we have among our young people, among young Muslims, I think we can't afford to make people angry. We need people to be inspired and encouraged to achieve their aspirations. And there are many, many talented young people in your community who have so much to give us, and we need to liberate those aspirations and respect and honour what they can do. Especially, I'm delighted to be presenting the Alhambra Award for the Arts, because I know the very special place that Islamic art has in the history of our world, our society, some of the very, very beautiful artworks that Islam has contributed to the history of the world, and in so many forms. And we see that today in the three finalists, Mariam with her work with paper, Sadiq with the written word, with poetry and calligraphy, and Swadika with Islamic painting. So many different forms of talent, so many beautiful contributions to make to the world, and only one, I'm afraid, this evening to win the award. But I'm very, very pleased indeed to announce that the winner of the Alhambra Award for Excellence in the Arts is Swadika Asun.
An artist and an advisor on Islamic issues, Swadika Asun's work is a blend of Islamic and Western art. She has participated in many group and solo exhibitions, both in the United Kingdom and abroad. Swadika, who was born in Mauritius, studied at the University of Westminster in London, where she graduated with a BA and MA in Islamic Studies. Swadika studied art privately, receiving tuition from several distinguished art scholars, including Professor Critchlow of the Visual Islamic and Traditional Arts Department of the Prince of Wales Institute of Islamic Architecture, whilst undertaking postgraduate studies in fine arts at Chelsea College of Art and Design. Inspired by her religion, Swadika's Islamic paintings are mainly abstract and decorative, focusing on the spiritual representation of objects. Her paintings are in public and private collections worldwide. She is also engaged in interfaith activities and high-profile campaigns for women's rights.
Assalamu alaikum. I am pleased to be here today at the Muslim News Award 2016 and in respect of this artistic nomination, and I'm pleased that I had been able to make the journey here also. I'm glad that my talents have been appreciated, at least my artistic contribution in the UK as well as internationally and abroad has been accredited. My artistic charity also has been set up to benefit deprived children from humble backgrounds, especially handicapped. One of my achievements in the art world was an international trade mission which I did in Damascus, Syria, where I was interviewed live and among some of the guests who visited my display and my artistic work was a late Benazir Bhutto of Pakistan. And I would like to thank all those who are here today attending this award ceremony, especially Mr. Ahmad Versi, who had been awarding so many people from the Muslim community for so many years. London and elsewhere has been the city of culture, and one of my memories is my invitation by the mayor of Mauritius, and where I had a display in Port Louis, the capital of Mauritius. And finally, I thank all those who have contributed in making this event successful. While I'm carrying on my journey, I have the blessing of all those who have been guiding me and protecting me along the way. Thank you.
Many, many congratulations on your award. How are you feeling?
Oh, it's great. It's a good achievement. I'm quite excited. It has been going on well this evening.
Let's talk about your art. Your art's mainly abstract and decorative. Have you ever thought of making a story out of your art to kind of teach people about Islam and Muslims?
Oh, of course. I have lots of inspiring ideas that I would like to contribute, and yes, I have inspiring ideas, and I would like to.
We're looking forward to that. That seems very exciting. And what's the longest have you spent on one of your paintings?
Yes, I used to paint in the past in huge, big canvases, and it used to be thick painting, and all these were inspired by the work of Mani, who used to paint heavily. But I inspired by the technique, but my idea on the canvas was Islamized and arabesque. And this had been very well appreciated in London and abroad while I was exhibiting. There was a time I was exhibiting quite a lot. And
beautiful.
Yes, it's been well appreciated, yes.
And what's next for you?
Yes, I have big project like transferring some of my design in big project like on glosses or silverware.
Well, we're very much looking forward for that. And how are you finding tonight's event?
Oh, it's been great. I think people have been quite excited and entertained by the amount of artists and those who had been getting their awards. So.
And what are you looking forward to the most?
Yes, I felt that still the journey has to move on, so we'll carry on with the baggages and make the most of it. And
what's been your highlight for today?
Yes, it's been quite interesting to see so many people from the Muslim community and the rest also from other communities with various talents and contribution that they had made for quite a while, and it's nice to see them being rewarded at least.
You're a well-deserved winner. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.
Thank you. Timbuktu entered the common language as a sort of a remote location, somewhere exotic and far and just not reachable. However, this remote location was where the Sankara University was established in the 14th century. This was a seat of learning on par with Western education at the time. To present this award for excellence for education, we have a very shy, distinguished guest. Before entering Parliament, he practiced as a human rights lawyer. He's been the MP for Tooting since 2005 and has held a number of posts in government, becoming the first Muslim cabinet minister and subsequently a number of shadow cabinet posts. Please welcome the Labour Party candidate for the Mayor of London, the Right Honourable Sadiq Khan.
Brothers and sisters, respected elders, I begin with the greeting of peace. Assalamu alaikum. Can I just tell you what a pleasure and honour it is for me to be here with you tonight. Many other speakers have spoken about the current climate, being a Muslim in Britain, being a Muslim in the West, what we confront on a daily basis. And that's why we should all, actually, when it comes to thinking about tonight, thank the person who's made this responsible, and that's Mr. Ahmed Versi. Thank you very much, Ahmed, for And you know, after the tumultuous day that I've had, it's been interesting. If you ever need an antidote or something to lift your spirits or something to put a spring back in your footsteps, come to the Muslim News Awards for Excellence and see the very best of British. And one of the great things about the life we lead in this city and in this country is that we don't simply tolerate each other, we respect each other and we celebrate each other. My campaign to be the Mayor of London, we have Londoners who are Muslim, Jewish, Christian, Hindu, Sikhs, Buddhists, those who aren't a member of an organised faith. We have rich, we have poor, we have old, we have young, we have black, we have white. We even have people from Yorkshire supporting my campaign. And all of them are keen for us to make history because they want for the first time ever, a mayor of London who is 5'6". It's about time. It's about time we had a short mayor. But look, the next 14 days, they're going to become more desperate. They're going to become more negative, and they're going to try and become more divisive. And we can't let them. Because we've seen tonight the best artists, the best academic, the best charity workers, the best doctors, the best business people, the best entrepreneurs who are British, some are Londoners, all of them are Muslim. And it's great to see the best of British being celebrated here tonight. So thank you very much for all that you do. And before I present the award, this is a really important award, I want to say this. People have approached me here tonight, and people have approached me over the last few days and weeks saying, look, my son or daughter, my nephew or niece, my younger brother or sister is thinking about a career in politics, is thinking about public service, is thinking about entering public life, but they're worried. They're worried because if this is what you suffer, we worry what they will suffer. And all I say is this, it may be tough, but you know, our parents or our grandparents who were first-generation immigrants, they had it much tougher than we did. When they first came to this country, there were signs saying no blacks, no Irish, no dogs. But they made sacrifice, they contributed towards mosques being built, they lobbied parliamentarians to allow halal food, for our women to wear what they like, for there to be provision for worship and equal treatment. And we owe it to them to carry on working hard to make sure we make history. Thank you very much. And so the winner of this next award, and we know the injunctions on our faith in relation to education and in relation to knowledge, deserves a huge round of applause. Some of the work that he's helped do is quite amazing. I've been to visit the centre on a number of occasions. It's exactly what we need in the UK in 2016. The winner in the Award for Excellence in Education is Dr. David Browning.
As a lecturer, a fellow of St. Cross College, and a former diplomat, Dr. David Browning was already well established at the University of Oxford when he became one of the founding members of the University Centre for Islamic Studies. The Oxford Centre for Islamic Studies quickly established itself as a key hub for learning about Islam and for the exchange of views between Muslim and non-Muslim scholars. In his 2015 book, The Dreaming Minaret, David envisaged that the centre should be wide in scope and undertaken by scholars irrespective of their faith, who are best qualified to do so and have the most relevant knowledge and experience. His work at the centre has distinguished David for his interest in dialogue between the West and Islamic worlds.
Assalamu alaikum, and peace be with us all. It is such a pleasure and an honour for me to be here this evening. For many reasons, let me just give one or two. First, we have heard so much this evening about the symbolism of Muslims in Britain, what they are doing, how they are doing it, and we need this to be clearly seen by everyone in this country. There are various ways of doing this, but symbols are important. One symbol will be the next Lord Mayor of London. Another symbol would be to see in the British press a true representation of the value of what we are doing this evening due to the Muslim News, to which I am most grateful for them inviting me. And let me give you a third symbol which happens to be very important to me. I live just west of Oxford on high ground. I look down on the well-known dreaming spires. And now, when I look down, in the centre of those dreaming spires is a dreaming minaret. That is a symbol of the bringing together of the values of this country and working together. And it is my pleasure and my privilege to have been involved in the establishment of that minaret, which is in the Oxford Centre for Islamic Studies.
Many, many congratulations. How are you feeling?
I am feeling a little nervous, alongside a feeling of real pleasure of being here this evening.
And in your opinion, how do you feel that we can build a bridge or a gap between the Muslims and the non-Muslim?
That bridge has to be built by people getting to know each other and getting to talk to each other, and a respect for each other. As I said, I have travelled to many Muslim societies trying to interest them in a Centre for Islamic Studies at Oxford. It becomes apparent when I start speaking, I am not a Muslim. That is true. I am a Christian. And yet the way in which I have been received, in group after group, country after country, with respect, understanding. I could tell you one, during Ramadan, in a country I won't name, in a friend's house, 20 men sitting around, looking at their watches, waiting for the end of Ramadan, food on the table. Watch came, we all had something to eat, and of course then they left the room to pray. And I realized I would be the only person sitting in that room alone, and I thought, no. So I said to one of them, "Can I please come with you?" And he said, of course. I went and prayed with those gentlemen. In the new building at Oxford, I showed round one of our trustees. He said, "And there is the mosque." "Oh," he said, "can you please find me a rug? I must be the first person to pray here." It was a building site. I went outside, I found a sack which had cement and sand on it. That's all I could find. I said, "Is this going to be any good?" He said, "That's fine." He said, "Now I'm going to pray. And I'd like, please, you stand behind me and we're both going to pray." And so I prayed with a Muslim in that mosque. That is something so worthwhile, and I apologise to you for speaking at such length.
I love stories like that. It shows that despite what the media say, we can get along and we can...
Of course. The media, every time I pick up a newspaper in this country, anything to do with Islam, it's false. It is hurtful, it's rude, it's untrue, and they just have no knowledge of... and the times I have relied on the help and friendship of Muslims and the way it is done, of course we can get on together. Of course, yes.
Why did you decide to become a member of University of Oxford Centre for Islamic Studies?
I didn't become a member of the centre. It was simply I was teaching at the university. I was teaching the geography of Latin America. And a group of Muslim students at the university, they wanted to establish an Islamic society at Oxford. They were students. The university rule is that if students establish a society, there must be a senior member of the university on the governing body of that society, just to keep an eye that they don't do anything. And I was teaching a young chap at that stage from the Middle East, and he suggested my name to the others. And they invited me to be the senior member of the Islamic society they wanted to create. And I said, well, I'd like to know a little bit more about what they're going to be doing. Again, I had that perception that they'd go around scribbling on walls and, got all the things. And they said, no, all right. The person who was taking the lead, a man called Farhan Nizami, he said, so you want David Browning as a senior member? Who is this David Browning? I'd like to meet him. So we met, and we tested each other out. I wanted to know about the society. He wanted to know about David Browning. We became very close friends, and it was we who wanted to build that bridge, and that's why Farhan is now the director of the centre, and I was the founder registrar until I retired a little while ago.
Such a beautiful story. In your opinion, what more needs to be done? How do we Muslims change the perception?
It's not just one thing, it's several things. To give you a couple of examples this evening that I think have a tremendous impact, forget the Lord Mayor of London, to have the person who spoke about the Salvation Army, to have a Muslim organising the Salvation Army is superb. It makes the point, totally. And to have, there are other examples of people who can take on jobs which surprise people. A Muslim doing that, and at the same time, and to give it publicity, what I would like to see, I would like just for a year or two to see the editors of The Times, Guardian, Telegraph, Mirror, Sun, etc. I would like to see some of those editors as Muslims. You'd see a difference.
And for today's event, how are you finding it?
I couldn't be enjoying it more. When I was first invited to come here, a gentleman said he was nominating me for the Muslim News Award. I didn't know what he was talking about. I really didn't. Then I got an invitation to come here. I had no idea what was going to happen. No idea at all. But I came along, and from the word go in the reception, I met, I've got all their cards in my pocket, we're going to stay in contact, and then lo and behold, I find someone else from Oxford here. And who is he? He got an award as well. He was a professor, he is the professor of neurology at Oxford. He is in the department that I'm now receiving treatment from. No.
Wow.
That is a coincidence, yeah.
What a coincidence. And tonight, what are you looking forward to the most?
Looking forward to? Oh, gosh, what am I looking forward to tonight most? I'm looking forward to the person sitting next to me
That hasn't come up yet. I forget what category, but she is involved very closely with the Prince's International Foundation. At the centre, as you may know, the Prince of Wales is the patron of the centre, and I had quite a lot to do with the Prince of Wales's foundation. It would give me enormous pleasure tonight if that lady who was sitting next to me goes up and gets an award.
Fingers crossed. Have a great evening.
Thank you very much.
Congrats.
I can smell the biryani, the famous Kadiri biryani actually on the table now.
Before we go on, we should say that Sadiq Khan is the Labour candidate standing for election for the Mayor of London, and the Muslim News did invite Zach Goldsmith MP, the candidate for the Conservative Party for the Mayor of London election, to present an award tonight. But however, we were advised that he was unavailable due to campaign commitments for the elections. And of course, other mayoral candidates are available.
In a moment, we have the culmination of the evening's awards with a presentation of the Editor's Lifetime Achievement Award. But actually, I want to just pause and just take a moment. And actually, we've honoured the winners tonight, but actually there are many, many worthy nominees. So can I please ask anyone who's nominated for an award tonight to please stand up? Could you please stand up if you're nominated or you won an award tonight, please? Thank you. So, we're turning to the final award of the evening, the Editor's Lifetime Achievement Award. The Muslim News Awards recognise those who made exceptional contributions to the life of British Muslims in this community.
Unlike the other awards, whose recipients were chosen by a strictly independent panel of judges, this award is a tribute granted by the editor of the Muslim News. The winners of the award personify the spirit of the entire initiative. They are our community's unsung heroes who have diligently, courageously and persistently expended energy and striven to improve the lot of British Muslims. To present the Editor's Lifetime Achievement Award, we invite back onto stage the editor of the Muslim News, Ahmed Versi.
The winner of the Editor's Lifetime Achievement Award is Adila Shabazz.
Adila is currently a consultant in international development, where she undertakes outreach and advisory work overseas. She also undertakes outreach work for the mentally ill and is an advocate on behalf of Muslim and non-Muslim women by speaking to staff involved in their care and advising hospitals about religious needs and practices. She is a mediator in conflict resolution and trains people on conflict resolution at Lambeth Mediation Services. This latter work involves restorative justice and assisting neighbours and other parties resolve their differences. It also involves training children on conflict resolution at school. Adila graduated from Surrey University in Business Management and obtained a Master's in Development Studies from London South Bank University. She was also trained in pastoral skills at the Maudsley Hospital and has been involved in chaplaincy work at various hospitals for 30 years. Adila was a member of the National Advisory Panel of the Mental Health Charity Mind and helped set up Diverse Mind to cater for the mental health needs of people from other ethnic and minority groups in the UK. She has a diploma in Islamic jurisprudence from Markfield Institute of Higher Education. Adila was a founder and leader of the Muslim Sisters Jamaat and a trustee of Ash-Shahada Housing Association and the North Brixton Islamic Cultural Centre. She was also involved in the establishment of the groundbreaking Muslim Women's Helpline, and she has served on the board and has been a member of a range of community organizations, including the Muslim Safety Forum, the Christian Muslim Forum, and the New Muslim Project. Adila was born in South America and came to the UK 45 years ago.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. As-salatu was-salamu ala Muhammad Rasulullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Je suis une femme musulmane. Aunque soy de América Latina, me puedo hablar inglés muy bien. Assalamu alaikum. So, in English, in the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful, and all praise is due to God, and may his endless peace and blessings be upon Muhammad forever. And then I said in French, I am a Muslim woman. And then I said in Spanish that although I come from Latin America, I speak English very well. Yes, because some Muslim women, apparently, we don't speak English. So we got Arabic, French, Spanish, English. Mr. Ahmed Versi, who is behind me holding this present tonight, I endorse everything that I have heard about him tonight. I was there with him about 25 years back. So I'm not going to say anything more about Mr. Ahmed Versi. But what I would like you to acknowledge and appreciate tonight is the lady who sits beside him, the lady who is in front of him, the lady who is behind him, Mrs. Tahira Versi. Please help me. I think they said we had 1 minute to give a thank you speech, but probably one more, a long one. It's so inspiring to see some of the young women that have taken up the baton from where we handed over. When we started as young women, and I have some colleagues who I want to call them the quintessential jihadi brides. And if you think jihadi is what the paper says, no. The jihad of us at that time was our struggle to establish something for our young women, our young children, and our community in this country. So the jihad was that struggle that we had to struggle to get halal food in school. And we didn't have problem that time getting our children to wear scarves or getting to school, to everything, but we had to make those efforts, go into the council, go into the schools. And so as we get older now and we get old, we have handed over to the young women, and we are so happy. I'm so pleased that the young women have taken on. Maybe their time will be faster than us because they're born here, they speak English and with different accents and so on. So maybe it will be better for them now. But there's, like we had sisters from Mushkil Azan, we had Butul in Leicester, New Muslim Project, Sarah Sharif, Nabila at Muslim Women's Project, Muslim Women's Helpline, and so on. And that's how we all started, because we looked around and there was nothing for our women, our children. Mosque didn't do much. So alhamdulillah, that's how we evolved, and we are happy to see that these things are being taken up. But
many, many congratulations. How does it feel to win the Lifetime Achievement Award?
I don't know. Is that the end of my life? I don't know. Anyway, it's I don't know. Just alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. What else can I say? somebody has, or people have recognized the contribution that I've made over my lifetime towards the enhancement of humanity.
And how important do you think it is to highlight mental illnesses, which is in today's society classed as a taboo?
In our own communities, Muslim communities, there's a big taboo. Mind reckons that 1 in 4 people suffer with a mental health issue. But according to the classifications of mental health, it must be more than that. And it's unfortunate that in this day and age, we still treat people in such a bad way because they have got a mental health issue. In some cultures, for example, there's a lot about evil spirits. Like for example, Muslim Women's Helpline and other Muslim groups, we found that sisters who were isolated, who were at home by themselves with the children living in a foreign country, and all that, under all those issues, they became depressed. It was a different environment and so on, but because of their depression, they were seen as bad wives. You're not able to cope. What kind of wife are you, and so on, not looking at the issues. And therefore, because it was not acknowledged, it was never treated. And if sometime there was treatment, it was for the imam to come and read some ayahs from the Quran to chase away jinn, but not to look at the organic problem that was causing the illness. And so that left untreated, not good for the family.
And tell us more about Muslim Women's Helpline. What do you guys do?
Muslim Women's Helpline. It's now called Muslim Community Helpline. Because I go to Glasgow, they've got helpline. We were the ones who first set up that helpline because we looked around, nobody was doing anything for the Muslim women. You come to a meeting, a women's gathering, you had tea, but there were problems, and these problems were not being addressed by the mainstream ulama, mosques, and so on. It was like a woman's problem, and you were invisible. Just go home and be a good wife. But through the Muslim Women's Helpline as well, we learned a lot about issues and the maladies that was going on in the Muslim society. So we will have the council, local authority, sending people, recommending people to talk to us. We will have the central mosque, but then nobody was giving us money to run the project. And alhamdulillah, it was just those really people who were giving little contribution, personal contributions, that kept us being able to hire a part manager, and the rest was voluntary.
And what more can Muslim community do to kind of break that stereotype on mental health?
Well, we've got some good Muslim projects coming out, like Muslim Mental Health and so on, and they're tackling that problem. But we need our leaders and elders and so on to acknowledge that mental health is an issue within our community, and deal with it in such a way that people who are ill are not ostracized and given the care that they need.
And in regards to today's event, what's been your highlight?
Oh, I don't really know. Everything's, just happy.
How are you finding today's event?
Oh, happy. I'm happy. There's my son over there. Yes.
Many congratulations. Well-deserved winner.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. Congratulations.
Shana, I think for me it's been a wonderful evening with many inspiring award winners, and we have been privileged to welcome you tonight. I think all that remains this evening is, for food, is a vote of thanks. They want to thank the judges to give their time to wade through the many nominations and the unenviable task of choosing the worthy winner.
Our thanks to the guests of honour, Greg Clark, and all our distinguished guests and presenters.
Dr. Ahmad Alawi, Sabri Ahmad, who included his beautiful performance, was pro bono tonight. And the excellent brochure, which you've seen on the tables, which was kindly designed by Zafar Malik and edited by Sake Moeen, once again, pro bono. Thank you.
And of course, tonight would not have been possible without the hard-working volunteers who always serve with a smile. So thank you to all the volunteers.
And we've heard many times tonight would also not be possible without the Muslim News team, and included in that, the editor of the Muslim News, Mr. Ahmed Versi.